Spellcasting, Part 3. What is the correct spell for you? What is your motivation? Determining just what it is one wishes to cast a spell for is a personal matter. How one goes about casting a spell is also a personal matter. There are many methods available, and the clever student has no doubt already sought out such information. If you have had any success in the past, I am sure we can agree on one thing. Each spell generally only works one time, so be specific. A spell is different than a ritual, which is repeated often in order to reinforce or maintain the original spell. A ritual can be, and often is, a part of a spell, but a ritual is not the spell itself. The ritual is a tool used in creating the spell. The same is to be said for all the other tools, accoutrements, and trappings. Besides being a good excuse to collect interesting trinkets, the art of magic is a tool for self-exploration and insight, self-motivation and empowerment. You have come here because you are seeking a clue to creating the life you desire. They said, a spell generally only works once. Once it begins, you must either maintain it to keep up the momentum, or you must dissolve it when the time is up. When the spell starts to manifest, observe the results with careful scrutiny and decide if you should dissolve the spell now or let it continue. The axiom, be careful what you wish for, comes to mind. The prudent student is wise and scrupulous. An unchecked spell can become what is commonly referred to as a hex or jinx. If you are prone to blackouts during excursions of intoxication or euphoria, it is recommended that you do not cast a spell under the influence. You do not need lots of candles and incense. You don't have to wear fancy clothes or dance naked around the fire under the moonlight. Those things are all fun, but not necessary. All you need is the desire and will to make something happen. But since that something is just a little out of reach, we need a little boost. You could summon a demon, but history has shown that this is usually a very bad idea. Do not think that casting a spell is the same as making a wish. Casting a spell successfully will open the paths or doorways towards accomplishing an end. It will not do the footwork for you. It will work in strange and mysterious ways that will seem unconnected at first, but then suddenly you will notice opportunities are falling in place, and you will soon begin to see results. Try and determine the spell that is correct by using the information in my videos and elsewhere. It is important that you consider this carefully. You are an adult and should be able to make decisions wisely by now, even if you are only 18 years old. You know what is right and you know what is wrong, so think about improving your future in a respectable and honest way. This is an exercise to assist you to correct your life the way you know it should be. The laws of karma bring repercussions you may not expect. There are all sorts of spells. The type of spell and the way you create it is up to you. I will give a few examples in this series. The following generic template requires only a piece of cord with which you can tie knots. It is a mnemonic device to instill affirmations into one's subconscious and to put out into the universe that which you seek to accomplish. If you are familiar with the Catholic rosary or the mala used by Eastern-influenced systems, you will readily grasp the concept. However, you are not asking God for anything. You are using your own God-given abilities to make it happen. Take a piece of cord, yarn, or anything with which you can tie at least 9 knots in a row, which you can feel with your fingers. If you already have a rosary or prayer beads, all the better. Anything can be used to start with. Mardi Gras beads, a string of fake pearls, something you can count the repetitions of the magic words you will chant to put the spell into effect. I have added a bell to the chaplet, as they are known in the Catholic world for aesthetic purposes. The tinkling of the bell reinforces the psychic mind processes and connections between your intentions, desire, and the mysterious manifestation processes which we call magic. The example I am going to give you will be to cast a spell on the listener, that's you, to increase in self-confidence and an increase in awareness of the effect you have on others. If you do not want this, then turn off the video now and go back to whatever you were doing. If you continue, you are giving me permission to cast a spell on you. To cast a spell upon someone without their consent is considered bad form. Who am I to interfere in your life without your permission? People who cast spells on others without consent are being manipulative in a sort of psychotic way. It is easy to think you are doing a good thing, but it turns out to backfire, or worse. Should you choose to accept my blessing, you can watch the video on the spell several times if you like to increase its effect. Better yet, it would be better to repeat the spell yourself. You can change the wording to suit your specific situation. Once the spell is begun, it will wind down in about a week. If you feel it is necessary to give it a boost, then repeat the spell. Use the information in my videos to extrapolate the proper timing specifically tailored to you and make it a ritual if you need to. This simple spell works on the principle of planting a seed in the garden of the mind and nurturing it so that it grows. Whether it simply creates a goal for the all-knowing whatever it is to work on is a mystery to me. But this simple technique has been used for thousands of years by cultures all over the planet in one form or another. The curious student can research further on this. However, because I am trying to format the videos so they do not run too long, you will just have to wait until the next video just to see one of the many methods I will use when I find it necessary to cast a spell. So say it with me now. Real masters have no need to advertise. It's called a cult for a reason. It's between you and God. The author, Magical, that's me, is not a qualified psychologist